Just having a smoke with Chief Seattle. The very dust beneath your feet respond more lovingly to our footsteps, because it is the ashes of our ancestors. The soil is rich with the life of our kindred. A Peterson Army mount, so you can just pull the bit off and stick it in your pocket. I like that. Smoking some Balkan Supreme. Thank you, Dave Garber. Much appreciated. Truly, truly. So I wear many hats at my job. And that's a good thing. I like that. Yeah, I do a lot of different things. So one thing is, I work with a community group, and have for years. I was kind of instructed to do it by my boss. Keep an eye on those people. So, as part of that, I coordinate once a year the cleanup of our little town, and I work with the county to do that, and it's become a well-oiled machine. You know, they have their process. Yeah, that's just how it works. Am I blocking the... No, okay. I thought I was blocking the little microphones on the camera. That wouldn't be good. So, so I have this kind of long history of coordinating litter cleanup in my little town. And it definitely needs it. But occasionally people will say, yeah, we got to clean up some litter. And so they'll just decide to do it themselves, and they collect bags and bags of litter and then expect me to take those bags from them and get rid of them. Well, I mean, I have my process during that period in April. It'll be on Earth Day this year, April 22nd, when we do our cleanup. And I coordinate with the county on that, and I get bags from them, and it's just not this random casual thing. They're bureaucrats. They have their process. And I appreciate that they are willing to help me out. I mean, because they do. They're really great. Thank you, Kitsap County. But sometimes community citizens feel a little entitled to do things their own way. And so I bumped into that the last few days. This older guy said, well, you know, the litter was terrible, so I just went ahead and I picked it up myself. And I went to Walmart and I bought some bright t-shirts and a picker-upper tool, and now I want to be reimbursed for all that and for the bags that I used. Well, and my truck broke down, so it's sitting in a trailer in my front yard, and I want you to come and get it and take it to the dumpster where you work and dump it there. And it's just like, well, you know, that's not really how it works. So, yes. So, it's just, oop, what is that? What's that? DC-10. Okay, probably a cargo version. I love airplanes, and Puget Sound is just such a, yeah, it's a cargo one, UPS. So probably going into Boeing Field in downtown Seattle. So, you know, I felt kind of manipulated in a way. That was an odd feeling. It was like, wait, what? So, I've kind of determined, this is my own Redneck Psychology 101, that this fella kind of gets some energy out of feeling like a victim, like society's against him, people are against him. And so he creates scenarios where they kind of are. So he's pretty good at what he does. Well, it's just such a weird feeling. I mean, it's like he's dealing with me as a kind of a pawn in his own little chess game, you know. It's just weird. But, I mean, people do that all the time if you think about it psychologically. But this is just kind of toxic, you know. So, anyway, I'm trying to focus on the end result, which is garbage getting picked up, thank you very much. And how can we make this happen? So I talked to the maintenance director, and yeah, okay, I guess we can use our dumpster for that this one time. Okay, good. Well, now this guy, because I didn't jump to and say, sir, yes, sir. We'll do whatever you want, sir. How soon do you need it done, sir? Yesterday, sir? So he's not speaking to me. Which does kind of confirm for me that there's something else going on. So, I mean, I used an analogy, and there is actually a bridge here in Washington State. It's called the Rainbow Bridge at La Conner, spanning the Swinomish Channel. And back in, I think, could be the 60s, early 70s, a group, guerrilla painted it in rainbow colors. Because it was just, you know, bridge red, you know, pretty dull. And so the state said, oh my God, we have to repaint this bridge in bridge red. But after a while they said, well, but it's very popular in the community that there's this color, this multicolor aspect. But when they did have to maintain the bridge and repaint it with their toxic red paint, they did so, and with contractors certified to do that. So this is, I give this guy the analogy, well, you know, if somebody decided that the bridge needs to be pink because that would just look so good, and they buy their own latex house paint or whatever and start painting the bridge pink, and then they say, well, the state needs to reimburse me for my paint and my time. That's not how these things work. So he got all butthurt about that, and you know, so I applaud him for picking up litter. That's always good, always good. But make sure that you have a place where you're going to take it before you do it. And if you can, work with other people and other agencies, because they want to help, but they have their own parameters around which they can do that. They can't just cowboy it, you know. So it's a learning experience. And this is actually nothing too new. This guy's done this before. So, oh well. But, you know, a good deed becomes some kind of semi-politicized manipulation. I tell you. So then I come up and I have a pipe with the chief, and yeah, it's all good. So I think that's what we have to do, is just kind of recognize things for what they are, you know, speak truth to it, like, that's what I think's happening here, and then decide if we want to continue to participate with that, because the end result is good, like litter cleanup. And that is good. So, yeah. So I pinged him with an email saying, hey, you know, I talked to the maintenance supervisor, and he said, yeah, you know, we can do that this time, and I'll help you do it with my work truck. We'll transfer your bags of garbage. So, haven't heard back. We'll see if I do. He may just decide to take it to the transfer station, the dump, basically, and then he'll be all hurt because he had to make that, he had to pay for that, and he would. So we'll see what happens. It's just interesting. Human psychology. Yeah. Spring has sprung. I may have to go home early tonight and mow the lawn. It's getting to that point. I mowed it with the weed whacker to knock the high points down. But the whole thing is springing up now, and so it's like, okay, it's time. And tomorrow it's supposed to be in the mid-60s. Yay! So, what is that? Is it March or is it April? That comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. I forget how that saying goes. But, yeah. Makes me feel good. Longer days, warmer temperatures, some sunshine. It is a tonic. It is a tonic. So thanks, Dave. Thanks again for sharing your stash of Balkan Supreme. And when I get to those other tins, I'll thank you at that time too. That was very generous of you. So much appreciated.